Well, what a superb result for our average again this week. Look, I was in zone two because I didn't trust our average. I didn't, well, I did, but I didn't think it was, I thought they're going to look a bit steeper, so I went further to the left. So I was in zone two. But I only spent £4.70, and that was credit. I never actually spent any cash at all last week, so I had half of that back. But our average, I don't know if you can see, if you're looking on a phone, right, it might be too tiny for you there. Uh, the winning cross was 2449, 1155. Our average from last week was 2438, 1155. So we were spot on the Y, the right height, and we were 11 pixels out on the x-axis. Now I think that's something like 3 out of the last 4 or 5 weeks that our average has only been a few pixels out from the winning cross. So that'll teach me, won't it? I should have trusted it and gone sort of just around the average this week. And considering there's a 1,200 of us have watched, I don't know, I think one of us should have won it. So, yeah, that's why I'm to the left of the winning cross there, because I thought these two, I didn't think they were looking steep, but I thought the judges would think they were looking steeper, so that it would be more of a sharper angle. That's why I went there, although I was quite happy with the height. So let's have a look at the judging whilst we're here. So the judges did exactly, basically, what we said they would do. They'd be all over the place. I mean, look how spread they are. It's one big circle around the... I don't think any of them are particularly close to each other. It's a big circle around the winning cross. Well, it would be, wouldn't it? Because the average would be in the middle. I say the same stupid things every week. Yeah, that average, as much as they'd done a completely different set of crosses to where we went, because ours were more in a straight line along this direction, and yet the average only 11 pixels out from our average. That's incredible, that was. And I've already fast forwarded it, so I know they didn't take anybody's crosses out. Well, they couldn't really, because there isn't a cluster. They tend to only take one out, like we do on a Saturday update, that's miles away from the cluster and on its own, but there isn't a cluster here. They're all spread out all over the place in one big circle. So I don't know if that's good judging from the judges, but either way, I mean, how can they all have such a different opinion? But either way, it worked out well for us. So if you guys went anywhere near what our average was on Saturday, then you'd have been zone one, or you probably got closest car or something like that. So good result from all of us. Thanks for putting your crosses in. Let's do it again this week. I'll leave a comment. I'll pin a comment in there asking for your crosses, so stick it in there and we'll do another one on Saturday. So let's have a look at this week's picture then. Now, as always, on a Tuesday, I just stick one cross in there to get an idea of where I think it might be initially, and very rarely does it actually stay there. Usually does a tour of the picture, and we have a look what everybody else thinks. But at the moment, that's where I've gone, and I'll say why. So I'm going to draw a line from the bald chap. Isn't he the same fellow that was in last week? No, I don't know. I'm just saying all bald people look the same. So if I draw a line from his eyeball there, so it looks like, that's the direction he's looking in. And then if I draw one from the camp looking fella down here up to my cross, what does his eye look like? Yeah, it looks like he could be looking that direction. And just draw one from his other eye to my cross. See, when I look at the eyes from all the players, they all look as though they're looking at that spot. Now I'll put a little panel on the bottom like I do with the average normally, put in that cross in there, so I'll be the first cross submitted for this week. I don't usually say where the cross is when I do the first one on a Tuesday, because there's usually some sort of marker in the background. It's near someone's shoulder, or there's a post behind it, or whatever, so you can see the gist of where they've gone, because the actual spot isn't really that important, is it? Because we're going to look for an average at the end of the week. But this is a bit like the inside of Boris Johnson's head. It's just this dark, mysterious void with no life going on. But that's where I've gone this week so far. I can actually tell you what that is. It's 1595836, but I'll put that up at the bottom now on a little panel. So excellent result this week for the average guys. We've got to keep doing this. Like I said, I'll put a comment in there. I'll pin it if you reply to the comment with your coordinate. And then on Saturday, we'll do another update and we'll have a look at where the average is. And this week, I'm sticking to very close to the average, because if it's that accurate and that close most weeks, then I'm going to keep doing it. So cheers, everyone. Good luck. Hope you had a good Easter weekend, and we'll speak on Saturday.